What is good, people? It is the NijiPodcast. I'm joined here with my co-host, Everything Animated. EA, you want to say something to the people?
Hello, everyone. It is your boy EA, also known as Everything Animated. And, oh boy, tomorrow it comes down to Game 7. Is the Suns gonna advance to the Western Conference Finals to take on the Warriors, or are they going to yet again come up short? Because this is Arizona sports for you. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what happens tomorrow.
As for me, when it comes to the sports world, we are awaiting our opponent in the next round. So far, I've been pretty proud of this team. Um, it feels weird to say as a number one seed that we've been counted out, but that has been the case for most of these series. People majority picked 76ers to beat us, and I'm sure the majority will side with whoever is the winner of the Bucks and Celtics. So,
Which, to be honest, I don't even know why they thought the 76ers were going to do it.
well,
Like, have they not seen how they've come so far and failed many times, and they had James Harden on top of that?
that's the thing. James Harden is a very fool's gold type of player. He puts up a lot of gaudy stats in the regular season, and you always hold out for hope that he will translate the regular season into the playoffs, and it never pans out that way. I've never been a believer in him, so honestly, he was not the person that invoked fear in me. Joel Embiid was that person, and obviously he wasn't 100%, but that didn't stop people from picking him either way. So it is what it is. But enough sports talk. We got to talk about idols and how everybody is an idol now. Like,
Yeah, everyone's an idol.
yes, I'm. I I wouldn't be surprised at this point if you was just like, you know what? I want to be an idol too. Fuck it.
Right. I know I said before I really didn't want to do it, but you know what? You girls changed my mind. I'm doing it. Yeah, I definitely feel like this episode was focused on Mifune and her sister, I guess, and just I don't know. Pretty much everything that you'd expected was going to happen happened. Because when Mifune was like, "My sister has regrets," I'm like, "Oh my god!" I was literally saying this stuff in my head that. You think your sister thinks that she has regrets? Why don't you ask your sister? And then, of course, at the very end, her sister's like, I enjoyed my time. Now it is your turn. Please have fun and do it for me. And then we had a song and dance, and I'm like, oh, of course.
Yeah. So there's some problems, or at least I had some problems with this episode. For one, in the overall scheme of things, I don't like the fact that a lot of what's going on or has been going on with this season of Love Live Nijigasaki is the fact that we're resolving plot lines within one episode. I would like things to build up over the course of some episodes. Now, some people may argue that this was set up because if you paid attention to Shioriko's character, she had like this weird support for the idols regardless of everything. But in my opinion, I don't think any of that alluded to her wanting to be an idol or anything of the sort. So that's my main problem. This has been happening with other instances. Uh, Things have just been resolved in one episode, and it just doesn't feel like there's a linear plot to what's been going on.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like for the rest of the series, and I wouldn't be surprised that they're just going to focus on these new girls. They're going to focus on a plot line that's going to involve them not wanting to join, and then through the power of love and friendship, the rest of the idol group is going to bring them in, and then they're going to have their own song, and everything's going to be resolved at the end. That's how everything is going to go. It's going to happen with Lang Zhu. It's going to happen with Mia. Probably going to happen with you. It's starting to look that way, that Yu's going to make a song and then she's going to become an idol.
So I actually looked up Shioriko because I was trying to figure out what was her first name. And what's interesting about what happened in this episode versus what I thought was going to be her plot line. Remember, I kept saying that I feel like Shioriko is going to try to challenge Setsuna for her spot in the student council and whatnot. And again, I looked up Shioriko's name and I checked her Wikipedia, and turns out that it is exactly the plot line when it came to the game story.
Really?
Yes. Her whole thing was because I just it felt weird. She felt like a weird character in the anime. But apparently, as far as the game went, she was dissatisfied with Setsuna's leadership and wanted to initiate a re-election because, and this plays into what happened in this episode where Shioriko had the whole thing of, I think people should do whatever they're good at rather than what they're passionate in, and that was her fuel for doing what she did. She felt that Setsuna was allowing people to do what they wanted to do rather than what they were good at, and that's caused friction between those two. So I felt like that would have been a better direction to take her character, honestly. But it is what it is. Honestly, I haven't been feeling none of these new characters. Honestly.
Yeah. Ling Zhu's kind of a jerk. Mia likes to eat a lot of food and speaks English, and now we have someone with a sister complex. It's just like, I don't know.
Perry in the chat said, "We here, we back. Now notice me, EA Senpai."
Oh, hello, Perry.
There you
go. I noticed you.
There you go, Perry. So it feels like they tell a story, right? And then there's always some disjointed thing going on that runs parallel to everything. Like, what did Mia and friends have to do with this episode? Like, they bribed her with a burger, took her to the festival, but nothing came out of that.
Nothing did, except she ate a purple hamburger.
Yeah, like that's one of those pretty patties from SpongeBob.
That's what it was. It's not painted meat. It's no, I said that backwards. It's not tainted meat. It's painted meat. Pretty patties.
Those are definitely one of those cartoon foods I wanted to try.
The pretty patties.
Yeah, despite me not being a burger fan, it's just I was like, wow, everybody loves these shits.
but didn't you see how like it like gave them like allergic reactions in certain ways?
Well, that's why you got to try the first batch and then leave it at that. Don't get too greedy.
I guess that's true.
But yeah, they brought Mia with a burger. They get her to the festival, and nothing came out of that. So I was just like, okay, Mia's here. I guess they're trying to make her seem more friendly to the group. So when she inevitably joins, it feels like a smooth transition. I guess that's what they're doing, but I don't know.
I don't know. I'm convinced they're eventually going to have everybody join their group at some point. It's just like a slow burn with Mia and an even slower one with Lang Zhu. It's just a matter of time before everyone wants to be Nijagasaki's friends.
Yeah.
Or this love group. This idol group's friends. Yeah. It's going to happen. And I don't know how I feel about that. It just, this whole season's just been kind of okay.
Yeah. It's a shame because, like I said, I'm not really feeling these new characters. And it feels like the main cast have taken a back seat to these characters, which is disappointing. Granted, we had episodes focused on Karine, one on one on Setsuna. So characters have been had their focus here and there, but if you gave me a choice between Maya Langzhu or Mia Langzhu, Shioriko, and the rest of the cast, I'm choosing the rest of the cast. I don't know if these characters were too necessary. The only person I feel has some relevance when it comes to a certain character dynamic that's interesting is Mia and you. I think that's something that I would be interested to see more of, which from the previews it seems like that's going to be a continued plot point. But other than that, I honestly don't care what's going on with Langzhu.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, if you were a fan of the other Idol girls, especially if you were looking forward to this season, I'd be pretty upset, especially the Kanata fans out there. Kanata has been non-existent this whole series.
She's been
Or
asleep.
sorry, this season. She really has, and she even made a joke in this episode about, oh, I was so excited, I actually went to sleep on time, and then Shizuka was like, "That's normal." Oh, like that was just like, oh, that's normal. I didn't know.
Yeah, because Kanata gets her sleep throughout the day whenever she needs it. So I guess she was so nervous that she decided I'm going to actually act like a regular human being and go to sleep at night. So
Yeah, yeah. Kanata's been totally left out of everything, and so is I feel like Kazumin, even though she was a little bit in the series with that one group, that idol group that they was a part of, but other than that, I don't know. Just I agree, they are focusing way too much on the newer characters who aren't even that interesting to begin with.
yeah, it's disappointing. But continuing on with the whole Shioriko thing, when they first asked her or confronted her on her past, because they see the picture of her sister Kayaruko and herself when Kayaruko was an idol. So they asked her. Kayaruko tells them that she wanted to be an idol when she went to high school. So they confront her on her dream, and she goes, "I don't want to be an idol. That time is past." And so their whole pep talk failed the first time, and this is why I really appreciate Kari. When they get into the huddle to discuss what they're going to do with Shioriko, like how they're going to convince her that she wants to be an idol, Kari literally says it's up to her if she wants to do this or not. I just like that
Right.
Kari is a realist and she isn't swept up in everybody's emotions. I feel that she's the anchor that they need to look at a different perspective, because yeah, if she actually didn't want to do this, then you guys are just going to look super pushy for no reason.
No, I definitely agree, and I feel like they are being hella pushy this season. It's like there's so many other.
So that happened, and so they go to convince her again, and this time she pretty much caves in. But I have an issue with, well, it's conflicting because I get it to some degree, but to some another I don't. So she has this whole thing to where she didn't want to be an idol because she saw her sister try and fail. But
Mhm.
that's my issue with it. Her interpretation was that she failed because she didn't make the qualifiers. I think that's what she said.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's more than just winning Love Live and being an idol. Because if you measure our success or whether or not you're going to have regrets based on that ultimate success, then you're basically saying that every idol who does not win Love Live is a failure and it wasn't worth it.
Right.
it
Right, and you could be different from your siblings too. I mean, look at the Carr brothers.
you know
David Carr sucked in the NFL, and Derek Carr, even though, you know, very shaky at some points, is a hell of a lot better than his brother.
Go with the Manders as well, even though Eli has his rings.
Yeah, that too.
I don't think you could compare their careers in terms of the talents they were.
Absolutely.
So, and like I said, I get it to some degree because I understand the whole idea of you don't want to go through all of this just to fail in your eyes. But it's one of those things that could have been resolved with an easy talk with her sister. Literally just asking her
Absolutely.
sister, "Did you regret becoming an idol because you didn't end up winning Love Live?" That's all you had to do. And this her whole her whole thing of her dreams being crushed or whatever, this happened years ago. So this is she's been sitting on this for years. I don't know how long because I don't know the age gap between her and her sister, but it has to be at least 3 years.
If that, yeah. It seems like, I don't know, she was probably around the same age that she is now. And then she was like a little girl, and now she's a student teacher aide or whatever it's called. So,
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah,
So
I felt the same way because I was making all these, you know, ideas in my head, like, maybe you should ask her if she has regrets. Like also, it's not a regret if you actually did what you wanted to do. I feel like if you reached for your dreams and tried, I feel like that there should be no regrets there at all because at least you tried. Now, if you didn't try, then yeah, of course you're gonna have regrets, but that was the thought in my mind. Then, of course, her sister answered that question for me, and I was just like, "Oh, well, there you
yeah,
go."
yeah, pretty much. It's there is no there's no shame in not winning Love Live. There's only going to be one winner, so everybody who doesn't end up, you know, winning it is. I mean, there's a lot of good things that comes with being an idol. Just having your fan base, doing what you love with your friends and whatnot. Shoot, and she's only a first year, so who's to say that she couldn't fail the first time and then try again?
Right. And I think a lot of good can come from failing because it makes you better in the long run, when you finally do succeed and get that success, it makes you remember the bad times that you had, but also that you never gave up.
Absolutely. So, man, so Shioriko performs her song, and these
Weak song, weak song.
see, it was just the concept of it itself that kind of bothered me. It's just okay. They got to stop doing this thing to where people just perform songs out of their ass.
That's that's essentially what happened. It was one of those. You could be an idol too, and trust me, I don't have any regrets. Really? Yes. Group hug. Da, 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 da.
It's like high school musical levels of transitioning into something. It's
Oh my
so
god.
awkward. It's just people just talk and then they just go, "Okay, fuck it, let's sing." What? Huh? So did you have this song in mind this entire time to perform? Did you have a mic or something? Because like they change costumes whenever they're performing and whatnot. It kind of it breaks your immersion in things because obviously that stuff isn't what's actually going on in reality.
Right.
It's just for aesthetics. But it also makes me wonder how exactly is she performing this song in reality? Is she just singing it with no mic or whatever? I don't know.
Yeah. And I know they did that in the first season too, but I feel like they were so much better at setting up those songs more than they were this season because, everyone had a story. Kanata, Rina, Karin, all the idols basically sang their song, and it didn't feel out of place, and it didn't feel like it was Oh, okay. I guess we're singing a song now. No, it was set up so perfectly to where, okay, yeah, you knew that the focus was going to be on a song, and we all knew that they were each going to have their own songs at one point, but still, it was set up perfectly for each character. Even Shizuku had her, or Shizuko had her, being in front of the theater because she's all about drama and stuff. So
Yeah.
they did great.
Man, I am really struggling to find the positives in this episode. I've been racking my brain around
Um,
it, and I just can't think of anything I really liked.
did you get another? No, she didn't get another person for her hair. Uh, I guess the festival went well, even though we saw a montage of it with
Yeah.
no singing. Like they spent this whole time trying to get this festival taken care of and set up, and they're like, "Well, it's over. Goodbye."
Well,
Huh?
well, it seems like they're saving everything up for day 5 because day 5 is set in a location in Nijigasaki High. So,
Oh, this festival is 5 days long.
yes,
What the fucking fuck?
yeah, that's how they set it up. That's how they wanted to do it so that everybody could perform.
How rich is this school?
Well, they got together with all the other schools, so that's
Oh, right,
how.
right, 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 right. That's you're right.
Yeah.
But still, at the 5 days,
Hmm.
I'm I'm done with a concert after one night. I can't imagine going back. You go back on the fourth day. Oh, they're singing the same fucking song again. Oh shit.
Well, it's different idols every day, so the reason why they did it is so that everybody could perform, basically.
Yeah, that just feels really long to me. That's almost like a EDC type thing. Well, hopefully not as huge or as insane as EDC, but yeah, it's just as long. I feel like it goes on for a week. It's like how could you party for a week?
No clue. um, I think that's pretty much everything that happened in the episode. Honestly, see,
Yeah,
seems like the next
yeah.
episode is going to be focused on you, which you was one of
As
my favorite
promised.
characters. So I will probably feel a lot better watching that episode than this episode. But man, yeah, this one was just. I guess it's just something that we had to watch to get this out of the way.
Yeah, I guess we're. How many episodes are going to be? 12, 13 episodes? I can't
Yeah,
remember.
it's either
But
12 or 13. I don't know the exact number though.
well, anyway, we're like a little over halfway now because
Yeah.
this was episode 7, so we're just slowly trucking along.
Man,
Just need a little cocaine to party for a week, or or a little of Pa's homemade dip.
not a
I don't
good
know what
message
that
to send
means,
to the kids, Perry.
and I don't know what that means. The last part, but okay, nacho dip.
Man,
What do
damn,
you
damn, damn, damn.
what what are you gonna do if you joins the idol group and starts singing and dancing?
I'm just gonna like. I feel like this season is slowly sapping away my energy. So I think at that point, I won't have any I won't have any energy to spare to truly care anymore. I'm just going to be like, oh, this is happening. Like that
Yeah,
has happened to me with a lot of shows to where I've disliked it for so long, or I've just been disappointed for so long that you can't really do anything to phase me anymore. Like I just go completely numb.
I feel like that's how it is for me and Rent a Girlfriend. Like I know I'm gonna have a second season to talk about it, and it's going to be stupid. I'm already aware that it's probably not going to be very good, but I know there's going to be some moments where I'm just going to be like, "Can you believe that they did that?" And I'm going to say to myself, "Yeah, I can. I can believe that.
Yeah,
I'm not even upset."
that's what happens when you're in the mediocre for so long. So
That like yeah, you're mediocre for so long that when something actually good happens, you're just like, what? Character development? Actual plot story? Conclusion? Huh?
do you think you're going to get that from Rent a Girlfriend?
Oh, fuck no. I'm not going to get anything from Rent a Girlfriend other than maybe more screen time from the Shy One. That's
Hmm.
about it. She was in the first season for like 2 minutes and she's on the front fucking cover. It just makes no sense to me.
Well, that is something to I don't know to look forward, but to anticipate next season.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
but yeah, this episode was just, to me, it wasn't one of those episodes that I felt was bad, but it was very mediocre and
Yeah.
just eh.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't hate it. I mean, I wasn't like ripping my hair out watching it like some series, but I was just more just kind of like, okay, what that this is okay. Let's see what the next episode has to offer.
Yeah. I'd be really happy if they focus on some of the character dynamics within the group more so. Like if we saw the actual subunits interact and become more friendly with one another, I think that would be way more interesting than whatever's going on with Mai, Langzu, or Shioriko, or her
Yeah.
sister.
And I felt like this season was going to focus more on that, and we've had three subunits this whole season, but I feel like those just get wrapped up in one episode and then they're just never talked about again. Like this just happened.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Peace.
Diva Diva. Gone there and gone.
Yeah. We got to be better, Love Live. I'm going to say this every week until you do it. We got to be better. Please.
You got us so excited the first season. This is why, you shouldn't have been so good the first season. You know, if it was like reverse, the first season sucked and the second season was good, then I'd say yeah, we'd have. But no, you set the bar too high, way
Yeah.
too high.
I'm looking at the score too for the first season, and the second season is higher on my anime list. I know
I
we
don't
don't.
see how that's possible.
I know that we don't exactly respect my anime list rankings, but since it's being compared to another show on the same platform, to think that people are enjoying this season more than last season, and it's kind of crazy to me. Even at this point, with 7 episodes in, you know, because I
Like,
thought at every single point the last season was better than this season.
oh yeah, absolutely. They did it. They did it right. But for some reason, this one gets more praise. I don't know. That maybe people like the new characters, and for some reason we don't. I don't know.
Uh, maybe, but that is all there is to talk about with this episode 7 of Love Live Nijigasaki season 2. Hopefully, episode 8 makes us feel a little more positive, because I feel like we said nothing positive about this episode.
We're a bunch of Debbie Downers.
Yeah, pretty much. But always got to keep it real. So yeah, I want to talk positive about the show, but it has to give me something positive to talk about. So it is what it is. But yeah, guys,